When I was a kid and I had went through a lot of significant trauma, I didn't even understand what mental health really was or mental health issues were. No one really came and talked to me about it. It was just knowing that certain traumatic events had created something that I felt was abnormal in me. And I didn't cope with it for a long time. I kind of just acted like it wasn't a problem. When I say cope, I mean in a healthy way. Also, the way I felt about mental health when I was a youth was I was scared of it, right? In our society, people are labeled as crazy or mentally ill, and then it's kind of frowned upon, right? And the reason why I was scared of it is because I think my biggest fear in life was ending up like my mom, who's a schizophrenic. And the fact that drugs and alcohol could actually cause that to happen was very scary for me, but I didn't know what else to do at that time. So when I started, actually therapy was a huge tool for me that I didn't mention yet. From the time I was a kid up until high school, I was in therapy for the most part. So that really helped me learn what these emotions are, how they impacted me, and how I could use them in positive ways instead of negative ones. So I think talking about my feelings and identifying what my triggers are really huge for managing my depression and anxiety. So what is it that's causing me to feel depressed and anxious? And when those feelings come up, what can I do to not run from them? Because running from them or self-medicating is like putting a Band-Aid on it. Or what I used to do as well is bottle them up, everything is okay, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, right? And the problem with that is it's compounding your emotions into a bottle. And if there's nowhere for those emotions to go, eventually that lid is gonna pop off and you're gonna explode, or it's gonna manifest itself in different ways, right? So when I don't deal with my mental health, my anxiety and depression to be specific, in a positive way, I don't show up for things that are important, right? I'm not there, I'm not fully present for those who love and care about me. I don't feel like showing up to work, I feel like isolating. I don't feel like really putting time and energy into what really matters. So how I cope with that, because the thing about mental illness is it doesn't just go away. Depression and anxiety for me isn't something that just magically disappeared. It was that I learned how to cope with it. And how I do that is through exercising. I work out every other day, and the reason why that's beneficial for my mental health and for me as a whole is whatever I'm feeling or going through on any given day, I take it out on the mat if I'm doing yoga, or if I'm at Orange Theory, I'm running or lifting weights, or rowing, or whatever it may be, or dancing. That's something else that I really like to do. And not only is it releasing endorphins in my brain, which create positive emotions, I'm physically getting that stagnant energy out of my body and releasing it. I'd say exercise is huge in coping with that. The biggest thing for me has been a quote that Janine actually told me when I was probably 14 years old when we met, or around that time, is failure won't destroy you, giving up will. The reason why that resonates with me so much still to this day is that I think having anxiety, I'm always scared to try new things because fear of failure, or I'm drawing back on things that didn't work out in the past. And it doesn't matter how many times I try, eventually I will succeed. So whatever it is that I'm struggling with life, if I really want it to work and work out, I'm gonna keep persevering, I'm gonna keep going, and eventually I will come out successful in any given situation.